Good morning, Marysville. I'm your host, Tyler Norman,
And I'm Emily.
and today we have our swim and divers from our state that made it to state this year, Luis and Nate. So, Luis, tell us, how was it this year? How was your season started off?
It started off strong. A lot of new, different dives that I learned, a lot of difficulties, a lot of different things had to come. It's just a difficult year, but overcame it and got to state.
And would you mind telling everyone what grades you guys are in?
I'm a junior.
I'm a sophomore.
And being a sophomore, is it difficult, like starting on something new? Because I know this swim and dive isn't something you learn in middle school. It's like a sport that's just for high school. So what was it like these last 2 years of being a part of the team?
Well, actually, I've been swimming since I was 8, so it's not exactly a new experience, but in some ways it has been. High school swim is a totally different environment from swimming for club, so it was really challenging. It was totally different, totally new environment, totally new level competition-wise, and in ways it's been a bit better, I guess. I kind of like high school a bit more because it's like all my friends and on the team, and then it's just like a family kind of.
So, I know swimming and diving is not something that I would be personally good at because I can't really swim, but you do relay, right?
Yeah.
So, being on the relay, is it hard to depend on other people and yourself at the same time? Do you feel like you have to live up to expectations?
I think that everyone needs to do their best. Like, I know that sounds really straightforward, but like if one person doesn't give it their all, then the relay it falls apart. Like the reason we made it this far was because everyone on the relay gave their 100% when they needed to, and that's what needed to happen.
And talking about expectations, Luis, you're a junior, so this is your second to last season. What are some of the expectations that you have this year and leading up to next year?
Expectation-wise, there is quite a bit because knowing I'm a senior next year, I'm supposed to be top of the line diver, but even though it will be my third year next year, so I don't have too much experience. I haven't had any club diving experience. It's just all high school, but I just need to do the best and do it.
Now, would you guys consider yourselves leaders of the team, or who would you put in that leadership role for your team?
I think a lot of people are leaders in their own ways. Like everyone, you can always look up to someone in a different way. Like everyone looks up to someone different. Like I personally look up to some of the seniors on the team because they're great role models and they're really good. So, yeah.
So, I've gone to a couple swim meets myself, and we actually have some pictures of Luis diving and some videos, so we're going to play that. And we're going to talk about how many dives do you think you know how to do?
I believe I have around 18 dives I can do. They're not completely perfect, but I hope by next year I will have them all.
So, is it hard to learn a new dive, or how long do you think it takes you to learn one?
It is a little hard to learn a new dive, especially at the level I'm at, because if you don't have the confidence to do it, then you can temporarily get hurt. So you just have to try to do it as best as you can and trust in your coach.
So speaking of coaches, if you were to start the sport next year, like if next year was your first year, what would be some advice you would give to some of your younger guys that were coming up through the program?
Advice, I'd say have the confidence and believe in your coach because they will be the ones they know what they're doing. Don't contradict them.
A lot of people try this sport and then they sometimes quit because they don't think they can do it or it's just too hard. But honestly, if you just do it and you just listen, like what Louis said, listen to coach's advice and try your best, you'll be fine. It's just a pure sport of improvement.
So, do you guys have a good relationship with your coach?
Yeah. I think of my coach as a mentor. She's like, I can. She gives great advice, and I can go to her for anything, and it it's a great feeling because yeah, I could basically ask her anything, and she always helps me out when I need it.
So explain your coaches. I know you guys have one dive coach and then you have one swim coach, and who are they?
Yeah, the swim coach is Meredith Jenks. She teaches here at ISC, and she also coaches down at the high school. So she coaches for swim, and then who's the dive coach?
Shauna Kapishka, she's the dive coach. She's been coaching, I believe, for 20 years, 15 years, something like that. So she knows what she's doing. I can tell you that. I can go to her with anything, knowing that she's a counselor at ACE, so I can go anytime throughout the day just to, whenever I need some help, she can provide it.
So, do you see them as like role models? You feel like you need to make them proud when you go to meets and things?
I don't necessarily think I need to feel. I don't necessarily feel like I need to make them proud, but I do like to show that I've improved. Like, it's always a good feeling working really hard and then showing people how much better you've gotten. Yeah.
Kind of feel the same way, but I want to show my coach that I've improved throughout the weeks, throughout everything, practicing. And I'm trying to live up to my coach's not expectations, but what she set for us, knowing that she was a 4-time national champion.
So, getting a little off topic here. I know that you guys have certain things you say when people dive, like chants you do and slants, like things you say to each other. Do you have any slang for diving and swim that you use? Like, tell us a little bit about the chants you do after a dive. Are they random or?
Well, we have this this great and unique captain on our team, and we'll be sitting down, and whenever one of our guys goes up to dive, he'll come up with this crazy idea in his head of what we could yell and scream afterwards, and we'll do it. It could go from golf clapping to screaming quotes from SpongeBob episodes to just about anything.
So speaking of slang, we're gonna cut away to a little segment we have on high school slang.
Dang, Tristan, you're filthy.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, Tristan, you're so cool.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, Tristan, you're so low key.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, Tristan, you're so dusty.
Yeah, I know.
Dang, Tristan, you're so thirsty.
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Tristan? Man, let's bounce.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello, Marysville, and we're back. So something that I wanted to ask you guys. So me personally, I'm a varsity athlete. I've played football, and me personally, I always think of myself. I play for other people. So me, I like to play for my mom, my dad, my grandparents. Like, I just wanted to ask each of you, who do you do this for? Who do you put in the work for to just try to impress? And
When I swim, I don't really I like to make other people proud, whether it's my family or friends. That's always a good feeling, but I don't necessarily swim for them. I think of it as I do it for myself in a way. Like, I prove to myself that I could do better, and I prove to myself that I've improved, and then I do it for myself in a way.
I don't know exactly. It's kind of the same as his. I kind of just represent, I guess, for my team, because my team is like my family almost.
Yeah, and of course the team too. Like, it's we're like one big family, and so we all play for each other and to better improve ourselves.
So with the team feeling like a family to you guys, could you go to any of them for anything you need?
Yes, I. That's like one of the best feelings in the world because I can go to any of them, and talk to any of them about anything and tell them anything, and I'd never have to be afraid of like saying anything because they're like family. So that's an amazing feeling, and that's kind of why I love doing this sport because every year it's like the family that I've never had. Really, it's pretty awesome.
What's your guys' favorite memory of like the entire team being together? Like, what was some of the best memories you've had this year?
From this year, there's been a lot. It's tough. There's always a lot of memorable stuff that happens, like whether it's going to Alfie's after every home meet, and we always have fun there. That's always really fun, and maybe sometimes the long bus rides back from away meets. There's a lot of memories have been created there, and I think one of the biggest though was at state. We just had a great time. We got to spend the whole weekend with each other, and it was an amazing experience, and we got to do a lot of fun stuff together, and that was pretty awesome.
So, when you guys do things together, does it feel like more casual than a strict team, or is it like you still have to have that attitude of this is a sport and we need to be serious about this?
Of course, we do have fun a lot, but when it comes down to our races and competition, it's just as serious as any other sport. Like there's expectations, and then there is. I mean, it's not just all fun and games, really. It's a lot of times it's just like any other sport.
So I'm assuming you guys are both doing this next year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the new swimmers and divers come in, are they treated the same, or do they have to do like an initiation to be held at the same respect as you guys are?
Well, just like anywhere, like the new people, it takes a while. Like when I was a freshman, like at first it was kind of weird because I didn't know anyone. I mean, that's normal because I was new to the team. But then, if you give it a couple months, then you still become family. Like despite, like when I think about the swim team, all the freshmen and seniors and everyone. Like I don't think of them differently by what grade they're in. Like that doesn't even come to mind. They're all like a family. So if you just like any place, like it takes a while to like get to know the new swimmers and divers, but once you get to know them, then it's just it's like family, I guess.
So what was your favorite meet this year? Like, who was the best team to go against?
Districts, maybe?
I would say districts.
Yeah.
We personally and team-wise, because there's two things that go on at meets. At dual meets you race, your whole team races against another team, and however well you place determines the score that each team gets. So there's the sense of there's just your team trying to beat the other team, and then there's also you trying to improve yourself and trying to break your times and get personal records. And that's why I like districts so much, was because the whole team did so well. We placed third overall, and we also got a lot of new personal best times, and it was a really fun meet. Everyone did great. I broke all my personal bests and got some great times there.
So, talking about meets, how do you guys prepare yourself for each meet? Like, what do you guys go through? Like, what is your like pre like swim and dive like your routines?
Personally, I have to mentally prepare myself because of diving is a lot of precision type work. So I just have to mentally think, I got to do this, and then execute it. So it's just all a mental game. I believe for swim also is partially a mental game.
It's a little bit of both, actually. We both do a lot of visualizing. Like the week before districts, every day we would just visualize and try and think through what's gonna happen there, and try and imagine all the little details. So the better you imagine your race and you think through what's gonna happen, then the better you do when you actually go there to race. And I do a lot of things before my races. I like to listen to music to get me pumped up, and then I also like to sometimes I eat like certain foods that help, I guess.
So, Luis, what is your favorite way to dive?
Category-wise, you mean?
No, like, what's your favorite dive that you do?
Oh, my favorite dive, I'd say my inward 1.5.
You want to tell everybody what that is?
That is when you face the board, like if you're about to do a backflip or something off of it. But instead of doing that, you face the board, go up, and do 1.5 turns midair towards the board. It may seem a little scary, but it just comes natural to me.
Have you ever hurt yourself while diving?
Other than smacking my back and stomach, no.
And Nate, what's your favorite way to swim?
Like my favorite event.
Favorite event, favorite form, whichever.
I would say sprints, because I kind of hate distance swimming because it's really exhausting and I'm not that good at it. I've gotten a little bit better though, but I just like short distance sprints, any stroke, honestly. Whether it's the freestyle or the backstroke or the fly, I just like 50 to 100 yards, because then it's like I can go all out and give it my all.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break with a segment. We'll be right back.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Norman.
And I'm Connor McClellan.
Now, we know that, as the news, we like to tell you all about current problems going around the world and something local. But tonight, me and Connor, we've decided to go a different route of this, and
We're going to talk about our problems.
some of the stuff that we struggle with, because, it's hard not being able to talk to someone.
It's not all about you civilians out there. We're celebrities. And you know what? This place really sucks. You wanna know why? I live right up the hill from the station. My water pressure still isn't fixed.
It isn't,
I was told it was gonna be fixed.
but it didn't.
It didn't. I was told it was gonna be fixed with some more house. I live in a new housing development. I was told it was gonna be fixed,
But it wasn't.
it wasn't. I told it was gonna be fixed by the time more houses came up. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't. And it sucks.
And you know what else sucks? My wife left me.
Left him.
Do you know who she left me for? This guy.
This guy.
Him.
Me.
I am
Him.
now single. I was kicked out of my home. I live with my mom. Thanks, Janet, for ruining my life and making me, I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity. I live with my mother. I'm 46 years old. Thank you for that. I just love that. I love going on matchmaking websites. And as much fun as our lives are,
They're really fun. Seriously?
like really fun.
Awesome.
Really good. We're just gonna go to sports with Ryan. Ryan?
To some sports with Ryan.
Thanks, guy. One time, when I was 7, I was playing baseball and I slid into third and I broke my leg. And my dad started yelling at me because I wasn't playing baseball. I was trying so hard. I don't know what he wants.
So, thank you, Ryan, for that. Thank you. So,
You
we're
know
gonna
what?
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Right.
He still doesn't love me.
Cut it.
All right, welcome back, Marysville. So here's something that I wanted to ask you guys. So with sports, there's always the flip side. There's always the disappointing parts. Like how do you guys mentally prepare yourself for the next meet after you guys mess up and don't meet the marks that you want to meet?
We, it's nice because we have meets every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you like, if I don't make a time or if I do really bad on a race, then I always have a couple days to like get over it and then learn from my mistakes and talk to my coaches about it and figure out what I did wrong or what I can do better. And I always have time to like improve every week, and that's really nice because every week I have another chance to get better than the last one.
For me, it's if I mess up on a dive or something, try to meet, I just need to think to myself, there's always the next time we will get better, and just practice that messed up dive or something next day during practice and just improve on it.
So, do you think that being in this sport for multiple years has helped you improve a lot since then? Like, compare sophomore year to this year.
I have improved quite a bit. A lot of my dives were sloppy last year. They are this year also, but that's when it becomes really hard dives. But difference between the two, I'd say there is quite a bit, difficulty-wise.
What made you guys want to originally start doing this? Did it just sound interesting, or was there like
Diving,
friends that made you want to start?
I had a lot of swim friends, and they just said, hey, you already do all these cool tricks on trampolines and stuff, why don't you just come out and try it? And I tried it, and I liked it, and I was pretty good at it.
For me, it was just more kind of like the sport that I've always done. So I was really thankful that I got like the opportunity to swim in high school because not all the high schools have a swim team. So yeah, I knew in middle school that I wanted to do this in high school because then I could swim for my school and for myself.
So, when you guys get to go to state and you're getting ready to leave and you're waiting to start your things, are you nervous or do you just get in the zone?
Like, are you saying like right before a race
Yeah.
or the day before, like right before a
Right
race?
before.
Yeah, it's sometimes it can be too nervous. And I'm not gonna just talk about state, but like in general, there's a point where you're too nervous and that's not good. You want to be at the nervous where you have like a rush of energy.
Don't wanna
and
psych
you have the
yourself out.
adrenaline, but you're not freaking out. Like you're still in control and you're ready. And that's how I felt at state this year. I was ready. I knew that all season was leading up to it and that I could do my best.
If you could go back, what would be one thing that both of you guys would change from this season, if anything at all?
I'd say, for me personally, trying newer dives, because what I have been doing is partially in my comfort zone. I want to push myself more, even if I do happen to smack the water. I know I can overcome that and accomplish the dive. That's just what I would do.
I would have believed in myself a little more because at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of the season, I didn't think I was going to make it to state this year. There was a lot of setbacks, and I just thought I wasn't able to. And a lot of times during my races, I could have gone a little faster. I could have pushed it a little harder, but I didn't sometimes. And then once I learned that I could do better, I started to show that and prove that by the end of the season. And I think that's why I did so well, and I think that's why I made it this far with the relays because I was able to push myself.
So I know, Nate, that you have like a history with a lot of knee injuries. So how was that? How much did that set you back this season? Did you have to put in extra work to make sure you would be ready, or how did that affect you this season?
It completely changed this season because it's not as much of an injury where it's like it constantly hurts or something you can just heal. It's more of a thing where I'm constantly afraid of it popping out, or like my knee popping out in the middle of a race or something because it's so weak, and I just have to tape it for all my races so that it stays in place, and I have to do a lot of things to maintain it, and it's been pretty challenging because there's a lot of things I can't do anymore because of it. There's a lot of the strokes and races that I can't do because of it, and I know that it's changed. It's made me a little bit slower, and it's harder to swim with it. Like it's harder to do any sport with an injury, but yeah, it's definitely set me back because it's harder to train and it's harder to perform my best with it.
So how do you think you guys would prevent any more future injuries? Because I know dive especially is pretty dangerous. You could hit your head.
Practice, honestly. Have faith in yourself to do it, and again, trust your coach and have faith in yourself. And if you have that, you know you can do it. You can overcome any obstacle to not hurt yourself.
I just kind of what Luis said, like just practice, just constantly work, getting stronger, because no matter what, even if you get, because I've injured my knee over and over again, but what I've learned is I can't let it bring me back, because if I keep on pushing through it and let it make me stronger, and then I know I'll do better.
So one final question before we're out here today. Can we expect both of you at state next year, and what is it going to take for both of you to make it there again?
It's going to take just a lot of improvement, because I got to be better next year, and I know I can do it. And we barely made it this year. We barely made it. And I think we can definitely do it next year if everyone improves a little.
All right, well, we want to thank both of you for being here today, and thank you to all our viewers. We'll be back next week.